Independent Democracies of the English-speaking Caribbean. A political system may be defined as a system of government and politics by which people in a society make the rules that control and influence their lives, the rules we live by. The political system of a society is usually intertwined with its culture, economy, legal system, and history. Independent democracies have full control of their government and internal affairs. This means that the supreme power is vested, that is, given as a right in the people, and they elect representatives to legislate and execute governance in free elections when they are constitutionally due. All of the English-speaking independent democracies are known collectively as the Commonwealth English-speaking Caribbean. Their political system is based on the Westminster Model. This is the parliamentary system of the United Kingdom. It takes its name from the Westminster Palace in London, where the British Parliament is located. Here are the 5 major features of the Westminster system of government, which generally characterizes the political systems of the English-speaking independent democracies. There may be variations in some territories. 1. There is a sovereign or head of state. This officer is not popularly elected, but rather nominated. They perform ceremonial functions. Queen Elizabeth II is the head of state in 8 of the Commonwealth Caribbean nations. These are the Bahamas, Belize, Barbados, Grenada, Jamaica, St. Lucia, St. Kitts and Nevis, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Although Queen Elizabeth II is the head of state in these countries, she's represented by a local citizen whose title is Governor General. The Governor General, as designee, acts as the head of state and performs all of the ceremonial functions constitutionally required. In other Commonwealth states, the head of state is a president. In the case of Dominica and Trinidad and Tobago, the president is a ceremonial and nominated position. In Guyana, the president is popularly elected and holds executive power. He or she is the leader of the government. 2. There is an elected head of government. This officer may be known as Prime Minister, Chancellor, Chief Minister, or First Minister, depending on the territory. 3. The executive is usually comprised of popularly elected members, led by the head of government, for example, the Prime Minister or Chief Minister, and the Cabinet. The exception to this is Guyana, where the President and the Cabinet constitutes the executive. 4th, there is an official parliamentary opposition headed by an officer called the Leader of the Opposition. The opposition acts as a check on the government, thus making them accountable. 5th, there is a bicameral legislature. The legislature is divided into 2 separate assemblies, otherwise known as chambers or houses. An upper house of nominated senators, known as the Senate, and a lower house of elected representatives, called MPs, members of Parliament, known as the House of Representatives. The exceptions to this are Guyana, Dominica, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, St. Kitts and Nevis, all of which have a unicameral legislature, that is, 1 House of Parliament. Here is a list of the 12 English-speaking independent Caribbean democracies with the dates they acquired independence from the British Crown. Guyana, 26th May 1966. Trinidad and Tobago, 30th August 1962. Grenada, 7th February 1972. St. Vincent and the Grenadines, 27th October 1979. Barbados, 30th November 1966. St. Lucia, 22nd February 1979. Dominica, 3rd November 1978. St. Kitts and Nevis, 19th September 1983. Antigua and Barbuda, 1st November 1981. Jamaica, 6th August 1962. Bahamas, 10th July 1973. Belize, 21st September 1981. All of the Commonwealth Caribbean nations, together with other non-English speaking Caribbean independent nations of the Caribbean, have formed themselves into a regional group called CARICOM, or the Caribbean Community, established 1st August 1973. CARICOM's aim is to develop policies related to labor and capital to protect the interests of these small, vulnerable states. So what have we learned? Here's the summary. The independent democracies of the English-speaking Caribbean are known collectively as the Commonwealth Caribbean. Their political culture is based on the Westminster political system of the United Kingdom, their former colonizing power. Each of these territories were granted their independence from the British Crown over a 17-year period from 1966 to 1983. There are some variations of the Westminster Model in these nation-states, notably Guyana's president holds executive power and is popularly elected. Guyana, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Dominica, as well as St. Kitts and Nevis all have a unicameral parliament. The supreme power of governance and self-determination is vested, given as a right in the people. They elect representatives to legislate and execute governance in constitutionally due free elections. In our next lesson, we will look at Haiti as a democratic, independent nation that is French-speaking within the Caribbean region. If these videos are useful to you, then subscribe, hit the notification bell, like, share, and thank you.